lineup for Itawamba is number 13, Connor Lewis, shortstop. Number 15, Kyle Krieger, third base. Number 6, Drew Thomas, designated hitter. Number 30, Drake Wallace, left field. Number 22, Russell Bunch, first base. Number 2, Kyle Weaver, right field. Number 5, Carson Millarn, second base. Number 19, Hunter Neighbors, catcher. Number 4, Trey DeSantis, center field. And number 11, Justin Medlin, pitcher. For your Snead State Parsons, number 22, Jacob Rich, second base. Number 7, Z Schofield, left field. Number 30, Caleb Hansen, catcher. Number 24, Caleb Floyd, right field. Number 48, Jacob Hathcock, first base. Number 21, Dylan Cook, center field. Number 8, Matthew Mullinax, designated hitter. Number 2, Joseph Hartsville, shortstop. Number 41, Jake Brown, third base. And number 17, Cameron Burr, pitcher. Your Parsons are head coached by Gary Ledbetter and assisted by Casey Underwood, Jerry Hallmark, and Jeff Simmons. They are managed by Eli Renfro. I know, it's like, I'm probably great for a second.
Hello and welcome to Parsons Field, home of Snead State Baseball. We're here with live baseball action with Itawamba Indians versus the Snead State Parsons here in Boaz, Alabama. Coming to the plate for the Indians, leading off today, will be number 13, Connor Lewis. Here's a pitch, first swing. Connor Lewis hits it to right field for a base hit.
Now batting is number 15, Kyle Krieger.
Coming to the plate for the Indians will be number 15, Kyle Krieger. Krieger, a freshman, wearing number 15 from Corinth, Mississippi. Kyle Krieger steps in, awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch. First pitch in there for a ball one. Krieger batting .387 on the year with a waiting the second pitch. Here, pitch, throw over to first base, runner back. Krieger with a slugging percentage of .581. Awaits the pitch. Right-handed hitter swings on, hits to right field, popped up. Right fielder underneath makes the catch for the out. First out of the inning for the Parsons.
Now batting is number 6, Drew Thomas.
Now coming to the plate for the Indians will be number 6, Drew Thomas. Thomas is the DH for the Indians. Drew Thomas, a freshman, wearing number 6, right-handed hitter. Waits the pitch, first pitch swung on for strike one by Drew Thomas. Drew Thomas has 23 at-bats this season. Here's a pitch outside for ball one. Drew Thomas awaits the pitch. Throw over to first, runner back. Indians have a runner at first base in Connor Lewis, who had a base hit to lead off the inning. There's a pitch swung on for strike two on Drew Thomas. Drew Thomas, a freshman, 6'1", from Nesbitt, DeSoto Central High School. Stand in and awaits the pitch. Throw over to first, runner, it's back. Trying to keep him honest over at first base. One ball, two strikes, one out for Drew Thomas. Here's a pitch swung on, strike three. Nice pitch right there by Cameron Farr to get Drew
Now
Thomas
batting is
to
number
chase.
30, Drake Wallace.
Now batting the sophomore Drake Wallace, number 30, playing left field for the Indians today. Steps in and waits the first pitch. Two down. First pitch low for ball one. Two down, runners on first for Drake Wallace, the right-handed sophomore. Drake Wallace from Amory, Mississippi, pitch throw over to first base. Runners back safely. Drake Wallace steps back in at the plate. Runner goes, slides in, safe at second base. And that was a strike. So one ball, one strike on Drake Wallace with two outs. Runner at second now in Connor Lewis, who was the leadoff hitter for ICC that hit a base hit to get on base. Here's the pitch to Wallace. Outside call, ball two. Two balls, one strike. Two outs. Drake Wallace awaits the pitch from Farr. Here's the pitch outside for ball three. Three balls, one strike on Drake Wallace. Drake Wallace, a sophomore, batting .409 on the year. Has 22 at-bats on the season. Looking to pick up an RBI here. Waits the pitch. There's a pitch right down central for strike. Two. Three balls, two strikes on Drake Wallace. Two outs in the inning. And a man on second base for the Indians. Here's a pitch. Popped up, foul back. And out of play. Three balls, two strikes for the right-handed hitting Drake Wallace. Step back in the box and awaits the pitch from Cameron Farr. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Popped up, foul back for Drake Wallace. Drake Wallace, the sophomore from Amory, steps back in and awaits the pitch. Time called by the batter. Steps out. Takes a couple practice swings. Steps back in. Felt like the pitcher was taking too long. Nice, beautiful day. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Strike three. Cameron Farr sends Drake Wallace to the dugout for strike three. And we're headed to the bottom of the first inning with one hit, no runs, and no errors, and one man left on base. We'll be back with the bottom half of the first inning in just a minute. Welcome back to Snead State Baseball Field in Boaz, Alabama. We'll set the field for you as the Indians have on the mound will be Justin Midland, and playing first base will be Russell Bunch wearing number 22, and at second base will be Kasem Milliron, and then at third base will be Kyle Krieger, and at shortstop will be Connor Lewis, and at catcher will be Hunter Neighbors. In right field will be Kyle Weaver, in left field will be Drake Wallace, and in center field will be Trey DeSantis. So that sets the table for the defense for
Now
the Indians.
For Snead State Parsons is number 22, Jacob Rich.
Coming to the plate for Snead State will be Jacob Rich, wearing number 22. Jacob Rich, a freshman for the Parsons, steps in, right-handed hitter, awaits the pitch from Milliron for Medlin, and it popped up, foul back for strike one. Justin Medlin on the mound for the Indians is a right-handed pitcher, left-handed pitcher, my fault. Pop back to Midland, makes a play on it, throws it over to first base to Russell Bunch for the out. That is out number one for the Parsons. Coming to the plate will be Schofield.
Now batting is number 7, Z Schofield.
Schofield, a right-handed hitter, waits the pitch, swing and a miss for strike one. Here's a pitch from Midland outside for ball one. One ball, one strike on Schofield. Schofield, a sophomore, awaits the pitch high for ball two. Here's a pitch outside for strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Schofield. Schofield batting 143 on the year. Awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch. Swung on. And a long foul ball down the first base line. Schofield has had 35 at bats, 7 hits, scored 7 runs. Here's a pitch inside for a ball. Three balls, two strikes on Schofield. There's a pitch swung on, hit down the third base line, and foul ball. Waiting on Z Schofield to get back in the batter's box. Three balls, two strikes, and one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. High for ball four. Now batting will be number 30.
Now batting is number 30, Caleb Hansen.
Caleb Hansen for the Parsons. Right-handed hitter wearing number 30. Steps in and awaits the pitch from Justin Medlin. Runner on first base for the Parsons. There's a pitch hit to the shortstop and bobbled, and all the runners are safe. So
Now batting is number 24,
first
Caleb
pitch.
Floyd.
One hit, first pitch, and the ball hit to the shortstop for Hansen. Now batting will be Caleb Floyd, a right-handed batter for the Parsons. Runners on first and second, pitch in for ball one. Here's a pitch, foul down the first base line. So one ball, one strike, and one out here in the bottom of the first inning for Caleb Floyd. Caleb Floyd, a freshman, waiting a pitch in there for a strike. One ball, two strikes on Caleb Floyd. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Dribbler back to the pitcher. Pitcher has time to throw it to first. In time to get out number two, but runners do move up. So runners at second and third for the Parsons. So swung on the ball, but was a great bunt by
Now batting is number
Caleb
48,
Floyd.
Jacob Hathcock.
Out number two. Now batting will be number 48, Jacob Hathcock. Just a middle and left-handed pitcher for ICC. Looking in, get the signs. Come set. Here's a pitch in there for strike one. Nice job by Jake. By just the middle in there. Here's a pitch outside for ball. One ball, one strike. Jacob Hathcock, a sophomore, waits the pitch, popped up for strike two. Here's the pitch from Midland, high outside for ball two. Two balls, two strikes. Justin Midland with the pitch inside, popped up, foul Here's a pitch from Justin Middleton. Swung on down the first base line, but foul. Justin Middleton, a freshman from Ripley, Mississippi. 5'10", wearing number 11. Left-handed pitcher. Here's a pitch. Fouled right behind the catcher. So Hathcock battling here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 3. Here's a pitch. Popped up, foul again. Here's a pitch from Medellin. Pop back, foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. And Jacob Hathcock at the plate for the Parsons. Looking for a pitch he can drive. Parsons has runner on second and third base right now. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 4. So bases
Now
are
batting
loaded
is number 21,
for
Dylan Cook.
the Parsons. And batting for Snead State will be number 21, Dylan Cook, another right-handed batter. Awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 1. Dylan Cook, a freshman. Has 2 RBIs. Got a chance to pick up 3 right here. Pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases are loaded. Bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Says he went around. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dylan Cook. Justin Middleton toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. Inside and hit him. And 1 run will score for
Now batting is number 8, Matthew
Parsons.
Mullinax.
So number 8, Matt Mullinax comes to the plate for the Parsons. Here's a pitch right down central for strike 1. Matt Mullinax. It's a right-handed hitter. Has a base full of Parsons and a chance to pick up a few RBIs. Takes the second pitch for strike 2. Mullinax, a sophomore. Waits the pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mullinax. Here's a pitch high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Matt Mullinax. Bases loaded. Bottom of the first inning. Mullinax looking to pick up RBI. Here's pitch low for ball three. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch low for ball four. That scores another run for the Parsons. So bases loaded, nowhere to put anybody
Now batting
for
is number
Justin
two,
Medlin.
Joseph Hartsfield.
And now batting will be number two, Joseph Hartsville. Joseph Hartsville, a right-handed batter. Waits the pitch from Justin Medlin. Here's the pitch in there for strike one on Joseph Hartsfield. Here's a pitch for strike two. Great location by Justin Medlin. Bases are loaded. 2 outs in the inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Joseph Hartfield at the plate. Waits the pitch. Catcher sets up outside for a ball. Trying to get him to chase something outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hartsfield, a freshman, batting 240 on the year. Waits the pitch. In there, nice pitch, but called a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss for the strikeout for Midland. But before that, the Parsons were able to plate 2 runs. So score is 2-0 and headed to the top of the second inning. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. First pitch in there for ball one on Russell Bunch. The right-handed hitting freshman awaits the second pitch. There's a pitch in there for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Russell Bunch. Russell Bunch playing first base for the Indians today. Waits the pitch, swung on, foul back for strike two on Russell Bunch. Russell Bunch, freshman, batting 385. Has 1 home run on the year. There's a pitch high for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Russell Bunch in the top of the second inning. Here's a pitch swung on and fouled back. Russell Bunch steps back in and awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch high for ball three. 3 balls, 2 strikes for the right-handed hitter Russell Bunch. Here's a pitch inside for ball four. Now coming to the plate will be number 2, Kyle Weaver, the sophomore from Cortland, Mississippi. Kyle Weaver batting .286 on the year. Weaver awaits the pitch from Cameron Farr. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. So Russell Bunch down at first base. Kyle Weaver at the plate for the Indians. Kyle Weaver waiting in a pitch outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyle Weaver playing right field for the Indians today. Here's a pitch to Weaver outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on Kyle Weaver. Russell Bunch reach first base on the walk. Kyle Weaver, second guy that Cameron Farr is facing. Here's a hit to first base. First base having trouble, throws it over, and pitcher was not able to get it. And Russell Bunch scoots around the third, and Kyle Weaver face plants, but has to trot back to first base.
Now batting is number 5, Carson Milliron.
So error on the pitcher to throw to first base. Be an error on the first baseman on that play. Now batting will be Casey Milliron, the right-handed freshman, playing second base for the Indians, wearing number 5. Casey has runners at first and third. A chance to pick up a RBI here. First pitch, ball 1. Casey Milliron waits the pitch from Cameron Farr. Here's the pitch outside for a ball. Milliron from Olive Branch played his high school baseball at DeSoto Central High School. Here's a pitch low for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes on Casey Milliron. Have a visit from the third baseman talking to the pitcher. Milliron batting .214 on the year. Has 1 home run. Chance to pick up an RBI here. Pitch down the middle for strike 1. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Casey Milliron. Waits the pitch. Here's the pitch. Swung on for strike 2. 2 balls, 3 balls, 2 strikes. No outs. Man on first and third for the Indians here in the bottom, in the top half of the second inning. Case of Mill Iron at the plate, waiting the pitch. Pitch swung on, hit down, foul down the third base line. Kasem steps out, calls time. Gets the signals from Coach Krieger down the third base line. Kasem awaits the pitch. There's a pitch swung on the foul. Kyle Weaver was looking to steal as well, so he trots back to first base. Okay, so Mill Iron awaits the pitch. There's a pitch swung on, popped up to right field, and right fielder makes the catch, and nobody advances. Runner still at third base and still at first base. Great job by right fielder to charge in and make the catch right behind first base.
Now batting is number 19, Hunter Neighbors.
Now batting will be number 19, Hunter Neighbors, the catcher, sophomore. And we got a visit from the coach for the Parsons. So we'll take a moment and step away and regroup, and then we'll be right back. So we're back. Hunter Neighbors takes the first pitch outside for ball one. Coach wanted to come out, talk to his pitcher about what the situation they were in, and Hunter Neighbors swings on that one, fouls it back. Have Kyle Weaver at first base and Russell Bunch at third base. The wind blowing in out of the north. So basically blowing in to the hitter's face. There's a pitch outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike on Hunter Neighbors. Hunter Neighbors awaits the pitch. There's a pitch low for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. For Hunter Neighbors. Runners on first and third with 1 out. Ball hit sharply. So the shortstop, third baseman, was able to run across and pick it up and throw to second, and in time to get the out on at first base. So no run scored for the Indians. And we're headed to the of the second bottom half of the second inning. We'll be back with more right after this.
Parsons is number 41, Jake Brown.
Welcome back to the Parsons Field in Boaz, Alabama, where the Indians are taking on Snead State. Coming to the plate will be number 41, Jake Brown. We're here in the bottom half of the second inning. Parsons lead the Indians 2-0. First pitch in there for strike one. There's a pitch in there for strike two on Jake Brown. Jake Brown, a freshman, takes a swing and pops it to the second baseman and makes the catch for out number one. So headed back to the top of the lineup
Now batting is number 22, Jacob Rich.
for the Parsons will be batting will be number 22, Jacob Rich. Pitch for a ball on Jacob Rich, the right-handed hitting Rich, wearing number 22. Awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch outside for ball two. Two balls, no strikes, and one out. In the bottom of the second inning, pitch swung on and missed. So, two balls and one strike on Jacob Rich. Jacob Rich, a freshman, batting 500 on the year. There's a pitch in there for strike two. Just the middling did a great job last inning battling to get out of bases loaded jam. Back on the hill for the Indians here. There's a pitch popped up foul down the first base line and out of play. There's a pitch swung on and missed for strike. Out there for Justin Midland. So two outs in the inning.
Now batting is number 7, Z Schofield.
So coming to the plate for the Parsons will be Z Schofield, a sophomore, who walked last inning. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Schofield was the first one to start off the walk and end up scoring last inning. Takes that pitch for another strike. Z Schofield, a right-handed hitting sophomore, awaits the pitch from Medlin. Here's a pitch outside for a ball. One ball, two strikes on Schofield, batting 143 for the season. Here's a pitch hit sharply to the shortstop. Shortstop backhanded throws it to first in time for the out. Great job by Connor to backhand the ball in the hole and throw over to first to get the out. Three up, three down for the Indians. Now we're headed to the top half of the third inning with Snead State leading 2-0. Sorry about that. I think my audio was off, but have runners at first, and one runner at first, and Kyle Krieger at the plate for the Indians with pitcher throws over to first base. So no balls, one strike, one out in the inning for the Indians with a runner on first and Kyle Krieger at the plate here in the top half of the third. Pitch outside for a ball. So one ball, one strike on Kyle Krieger. Krieger waiting to pitch from Cameron Farr. Here's a pitch outside for a ball. So two balls and one strike. On the freshman Kyle Krieger. Krieger steps in. So waiting to pitch. There's a pitch swung on by Krieger. Hit the center fielder. Center fielder moves over. Makes the catch for out number two. And runner goes back to first base.
Now batting is number 6, Drew Thomas.
Now batting for the Indians will be number 6, Drew Thomas, DHing. He's in the DH spot for the Indians. Score 2-0. Snead State with the lead. Here's a pitch to Drew Thomas outside for ball one. One ball, no strikes for Drew Thomas. Runner on first base. Here's a pitch, high for ball two. Drew Thomas from Nesbitt, 6'1" freshman, steps back in and waits the pitch from Cameron Farr. Here's a pitch, low for a ball. So 3 balls and no strikes. Here's a pitch in there for a strike call. Drew Thomas playing DH for the Indians, wearing number 6, steps back in and waits the pitch. Here's a pitch outside for ball 4. Drew Thomas gets the trot down to first base. Now Indians have runners on first and second, with Drake Wallace coming to the plate and 2 outs in the top half of this third inning. Parsons take a visit out to the mound.
Now batting for Itawamba is number 30, Drake Wallace.
So Drake Wallace, the sophomore, is playing left field for the Indians, comes to the plate. First pitch to Wallace, high for ball 1. Drake Wallace, the sophomore from Amory, Mississippi. Went to Amory High School. Right-handed hitter for the Indians, playing right field. Waiting the pitch from Cameron Farr. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit to left field. Left fielder comes in, bobbles, and we get a run in for the Indians. So run will score for the Indians as the left fielder bobbled the catch. He had a diving catch and tough play to make there as he was coming forward,
Now batting is number 22,
and
Russell Bunch.
Indians pick up a run. So now batting will be number 22, Russell Bunch for the Indians. Russell Bunch picked up a walk the last time at bat. Here's a hit to the shortstop. The shortstop fields it and makes the play for the out at second base. One swing and out there for out number 3. So we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Now batting is number 30, Caleb.
So coming to the plate for the Parsons will be Caleb Hansen here in the bottom of the third inning. Right-handed hitting. Hansen takes the first pitch for ball. Caleb Hansen awaits the pitch. High for ball 2. Caleb Hansen waiting the pitch from Medlin. Pitch hit sharply down the third base line, but foul. So 2 balls and 1 strike on Caleb Hansen. Here's the pitch outside for a ball. Pitch in there for walk. For a ball and walk. Hansen on for low pitch. So the Parsons have a
Now
runner
batting
on
is number
first base.
24, Caleb Floyd.
So batting for Parsons will be the right-handed number 24. Had a dribbler back to the pitcher. This time he pops it up. A little blooper into the right field. Kyle Weaver diving, but was not able to make a play on the ball. Was able to kind of dive and hit him under the chin and keep it in front of him. But it's a base hit for Caleb Floyd. So Parsons have something going here with runners on first and second now as Jacob Hathcock comes to the plate.
Now batting for your Parsons is number 48, Jacob Hathcock.
Jacob steps in and waits the pitch from Medlin. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. So with runners on first and second and no and two outs. Medlin looks out to the shortstop Connor. Gets the signs. Now looks in to the catcher and awaits the batter to step in. So Jacob looks down to third base and trying to get the sign, and him and the coach a little confused. So he trots down to talk to the coach on the third base side to say, "Hey, coach, what are you saying? Hold on, let me make sure I'm on the right page with you." So runners on first and second for Jacob. Takes a pitch, throws down to second, and I think the ball hits the runner. Great thought by the catcher. Had a chance to pick him off. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here on Jacob. Justin Medlin with the pitch in there for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Jacob. Jacob steps in and waits the pitch. Here's a pitch popped up, foul back. Here's a pitch hit to third baseman, stepped on by Krieger, throwing over to first, double play. Good job by Kyle Krieger to be aware to step on the third base for out number 1 and then throw it over to first to get the second out of the inning.
Now batting is number 21, Dylan Cook.
So that is 5-3. First pitch for a ball to Dylan Cook. 5-3 double play there by Kyle Krieger. Here's a pitch in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs in the inning for the Indians. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. There's a pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Dylan Cook, number 21, a right-handed hitter for the Parsons. Dylan Cook awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch, high and outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Dylan Cook. Dylan Cook was hit by a pitch the first time he was up to the plate, so looking for something to hit here. Try to pick up that run out there on second base. Here's a pitch in there for strike 3. Nice job by Justin Medlin to pick up the strike, his third strikeout of the game here in the bottom of the third inning. So we're headed to the top half of the fourth. Great day for some baseball here in Boaz, Alabama. And if you're listening to us and want to go check out the Gospel Bluegrass Festival, you got time to go and get your tickets at the door and check out some gospel bluegrass on the campus of Fulton, or in Fulton on the campus of Itawamba Community College, where the Bluegrass and Gospel Festival will be going on later today. So you got time if you get through listening to us here on the internet and want to go check out some gospel bluegrass. You got time to go purchase your tickets and go check out the Gospel Bluegrass Show in Fulton, Mississippi, with some great gospel bluegrass music. So we're coming back with the top half of the fourth inning as Snead State leads the Indians 2-1 here.
Now batting is number 2, Kyle Weaver.
Coming to the plate will be number 2, Kyle Weaver for the Indians. There's a pitch to Weaver. First pitch in there for a strike. Kyle Weaver reached on an error the last time at bat. So here's the pitch to Weaver, high for ball one. One ball and one strike to Kyle Weaver. Kyle Weaver played his high school baseball at South Panola High School. Waits the pitch, swung on, missed it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kyle Weaver. Kyle Weaver playing right field for the Indians today, wearing number 2. Right-handed hitter, waiting to pitch. Pitch swung on, hit to the shortstop. Shortstop scoops it, throws it first in time to get Weaver out at first base. Great job by the shortstop for the Parsons.
Now batting is number 5, Kason Milliron.
Coming to the plate, number 5, Kason Milliron. Milliron, right-handed hitter for the Indians, steps in and awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch outside for ball 1. Kason Milliron playing second base for the Indians. Takes pitch number 2 for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Kason Milliron awaiting the pitch. Here's a pitch swung on, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Kason Milliron. Kason Milliron waiting the pitch from far. In there for a strike 3 on Kason. Takes it looking. So second strikeout for far on the day. Now batting will be number 19, Hunter Neighbors.
Now batting is number 19, Hunter Neighbors.
First pitch, swing for strike, fouled off for Hunter. This pitch inside. Looking to see if he went, check swing, but umpire says no. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Hunter Neighbors, 2 outs in the top half of the fourth inning. Snead State leading 2-1. Here's a pitch, foul ball for Hunter Neighbors. One ball, two strikes. So here's a pitch, swung on, hit to the shortstop, thrown over to first base in time for the out. Out number three there on Hunter Neighbors. We're headed to the top half of the top half of the fourth, fifth inning. They unplugged the scoreboard for a minute, so we'll find out what the actual supposed to be. So y'all have to excuse me for a second because I'm writing it down, but that'll be the top half where it'll be top of the fifth inning when we get back. So the Snead State Parsons are leading 2-1, and we'll check and see if we got any new players on the field for the Indians. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Number 8, Matthew Mullinax.
So coming to the plate for the Parsons is Matthew Mullinax, taking the first pitch in there for ball one. Mullinax wearing number 8 for the Parsons. Where's the pitch? Here's a pitch in there for strike. So Mullinax walked his first time up to the plate. One ball, one strike on Mullinax. Here's a pitch in there for strike. One ball, two strikes on Matt Mullinax. Mullinax, a sophomore, played in 6 games this year. Has 12 at bats, 13. Takes that pitch in there for strike 3. Great job by Justin Medlin.
Now batting is number 2, Joseph Hartsfield.
So coming to the plate now is number 2, Joseph Hartsfield. Takes that pitch for a ball. Hartsfield wearing number 2, right-handed batter. Struck out the first time up at the plate. Takes that pitch for a ball. So 2 balls, no strikes on Joseph Hartsfield. There's a pitch hit in the 4-hole for a base hit there for Hartsfield. So nice piece of hitting there for Joseph Hartsfield.
What?
You don't know anything about this school, do you?
Let's go.
No, he said that. Make sure the switch is on for it.
The switches are on there.
Yeah, I know, but he
Down
said
there.
down there.
Yeah, but they're on.
So now batting for
Now batting is number 41, Jake Brown.
Parsons is Jake Brown. Pitch in there for a strike on Jake Brown. So the Hartsville is on first base for the Parsons, and Jake Brown, the right-handed hitter, at the plate. There's a pitch outside for a ball. One ball, one strike on Jake Brown. looking down the third base line to get the call from the coach. Steps back in to the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit. Pitcher throwing over to second base. Bobbled and scooped up in time to get the lead runner out there. Ball was tipped off the pitcher's glove, and shortstop was able to scoop it up, throw it to second. Second baseman dropped it and was able to pick it up to get the lead runner.
Now batting for your Parsons is number 22, Jacob Rich.
So that is out number one. Jacob Rich coming to the plate for the Parsons. Here's the pitch in there for strike one on Rich. Jacob Rich struck out the last time for the Parsons. There's a pitch swung on, foul back. Jacob Rich awaits the pitch. There's a pitch popped up and foul back there for Jacob Rich. So one man on base for the Parsons and one out. Pitch fouled back there on Jacob Rich. Jacob Rich steps back in. Awaits the pitch from Justin Midland. Runners going, swung on, hit to the shortstop. Shortstop picks it up, throws it to first. Russell Bunch has to come off the bag, throws it to third in time to get the out at third base. So bad throw to first and in time to throw over to third base to get the out. And the Indians are out of the inning with nobody scoring. So the score is still 2-1. Now we're headed to the top half of the sixth inning. We'll be back in just a moment.
Now batting is number 4, Trey DeSantis.
All right, welcome back. Now batting Trey DeSantis, number 4 for the Indians. And we're in the top half of the fifth inning. So I was trying to get my scoring right. DeSantis takes that first pitch for a ball. So second pitch in there for another ball on Trey DeSantis. Trey DeSantis looking for his first hit on the day. Awaits the pitch from Cameron Farr. There's a pitch inside for another ball. Ball 3. Cameron Farr, left-handed pitcher, wearing number 17 for the Parsons of Snead State. Looks in to get the sign and tells the rubber. Here's the pitch. Low for ball four. Walks Trey DeSantis. So now coming to the plate will be number 13, Connor Lewis. Connor,
Now batting for Itawamba is number 13, Connor Lewis.
Connor Lewis wearing number 13, the shortstop, has had a busy day out there. Looks down the third base line to get the call from Coach Rick Collier. Steps in and awaits the pitch. So with runner on first, here's the pitch inside for a ball. Connor Lewis wearing number 13, a sophomore from Corinth, Mississippi, steps back in, hits the plate, and awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch outside for a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes, no outs, and runner on first. And the catcher runs out to visit with Cameron Farr. And we'll have a visit from the coach out to the mound. Maybe a pitching change here. So we'll take a break and we'll be back in just a moment. Well, thought we would have a pitching change, but Cameron Farr is going to keep going. He's been doing okay. Just a little bit of trouble right here, so the coach wanted to talk about it and get him situated and back at it. Here's a pitch low for a ball. 3 balls right there on Cameron Lewis. That's Connor Lewis. I'm mixing the pitcher and the batter's names together. Cameron and Connor. So Connor Lewis at the plate and Cameron Lewis on the mound. Cameron Farr on the mound. Connor Lewis takes that pitch for ball 4 and walks. So Cameron Farr has walked the first 2 batters he's faced here in the top half of the 5th inning.
Now batting is number 15, Kyle Krieger.
Indians have runners on first and second with Kyle Krieger coming to the plate. So Kyle Krieger steps in and awaits the pitch. Kyle Krieger, a freshman third baseman, takes first swing, first pitch, hits a third baseman, tags the runner, throws to second in time for the out. They're checking to see if he got the guy on third base. So the coach will come out to ask the umpire what he saw. So the third baseman is safe at third. Coach want to come out and talk to the umpire to see what he saw on it. Because it felt like the third baseman tagged him, but third runner is safe at third base. So coming to the plate for the Indians will be the designated hitter, number 6, Drew Thomas. Drew Thomas walked the last time he was at the plate. Catcher steps out in front of the plate, gives signs to the defense, comes back in. And Drew Thomas awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch low for a ball.
Now batting is number 6, Drew Thomas.
So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out in the top of the fifth inning, and the Indians have runners on the corners. There's a pitch outside for a ball. Two balls and no strikes for Drew Thomas. Drew Thomas, a freshman from DeSoto Central High School, right-handed hitter, awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Three balls and no strikes on Drew Thomas with one out. In the top half of this fifth inning with runners on first and third base for the Indians. Here's the pitch. In there for strike. So three balls and one strike on Drew Thomas. Drew Thomas steps back in. Waits the pitch. There's a pitch swung on, missed it for a strike. Healthy cut by Drew Thomas. He was looking to park that when somewhere out in the tennis court parking lots behind the stadium there. But just all he needs right now is a base hit to pick up this RBI. So Drew Thomas is awaiting a pitch. There's a pitch high for a ball. So walks Drew Thomas to load the bases for the Indians. So Indians have runners on first, second, and third. Have DeSantis on third base. Coming to the plate will be
Now batting for Itawamba is number 30, Drake Wallace.
coming to the plate will be number 30, Drake Wallace, the left fielder. Right-handed hitter. Had a hit his last at bat. Has a chance to pick up a couple of RBIs here. So Drake Wallace steps in and awaits the pitch from Cameron Farr. Swing and a miss by Drake Wallace. Drake Wallace steps back in and waits the pitch for the Indians. Here's a pitch to Wallace. Popped up. Foul back. Catcher gives chase, but out of play. So here at this ballpark, it's a high net, but there's nothing covering the grandstand, so you got to keep your head up, or you might get knocked out. So Drake Wallace steps back in and awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. So Cameron Farr fights back to get the strike out on Drake Wallace there. So that's the third strikeout of the day for Cameron Wallace. Now batting for the Indians will be number 22, Russell Bunch, who's playing first base. And we'll take a possible timeout here for a pitching change. Get a visit to the mound by the Parsons. So we'll stop for a minute and we'll wait the pitching change to see who that is, and we'll let you know here in a second. All right, we're back. Heath Sin at on the mound for the Parsons, right-handed pitcher.
Now pitching for your Parsons is number 27, Heath Sin. And batting for Itawamba is number 22, Russell Bunch.
So Russell Bunch steps in and waits the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike number one on Russell Bunch. Russell Bunch playing first base for the Indians. Right-handed hitter from Saltillo, Mississippi awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch outside, ball gets away, and runner comes in and scores for the Indians. Trey DeSantis with the score there for the Indians. Dives in head for first to get a run in. Makes it 2-2. Runner moves up to first and third for the Indians. So 1-1 on Russell Bunch, and he steps back in and awaits the pitch. So here's the pitch in there for strike two on Russell Bunch. Russell steps out, adjusts his gloves, and steps back in. Pitcher steps off the rubber. Russell steps out, steps back in. So 2 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here. Top half of the 5th inning. Russell Bunch awaiting the pitch. Here's a pitch, swung on, missed for strike 3 on Russell Bunch, and that ends the inning. We're headed to the bottom half of the 5th inning, but the Indians were able to pick up a run, so now the score is 2-2 in the going to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Welcome back to Parsons Field here in Boaz,
Now
Alabama.
batting is number 7, Z
That's Snead
Schofield.
State. Now batting for Snead State will be Z Schofield. Looking to bunt there, but pitch in there high for a ball. One ball, no strikes in the bottom of the 5th inning. Schofield takes a healthy cut there for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Schofield. Schofield had a walk the first time he was up to bat, and a shot hit to the shortstop. Foul back there for strike 2. So Schofield looking for a hit here today at the ballpark. Beautiful day for some baseball here in Boaz, Alabama. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. So strikeout there.
Now batting is number 30, Caleb Hansen.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts for Midland. Caleb Hansen comes in, takes the first pitch he sees and pops it up. And the catcher is trying to make a play, and he does. Nice job by the catcher to block out the sun and make the catch there for out number two.
Now batting for your
Good
Parsons is
job
number
for
24.
good job by
Caleb
Hunter
Floyd.
Neighbors to make that catch on that pop up. Now batting for the Parsons will be number 24, Caleb Floyd. There's a pitch high for ball one on Floyd. Floyd was able to get a base hit through the four hole this last time up at bat to get a base hit, and then later after that was thrown out on a double play. So here's a pitch right there for a strike. One ball, one strike on Caleb Floyd. Or two balls, one strike. Here's a pitch. Swung on, hit to center field. Center fielder charged in and misjudged it, and ball is over the top of his head. And Floyd is running to second and never checked up and headed to third base. Ball was offline, thrown from the outfield. So Caleb Floyd gets a triple off that right there. So we have a visit to the mound by Coach Carter. Nice piece of hitting by Caleb Floyd. Hit the ball and misjudged by the outfielder, center fielder. And was able to pick up, make it to third base after the outfielder picked the ball up and threw it back in, and it was offline. Nobody was there to pick up the ball, and Caleb Floyd scooted on over to third. So we will have a change in pitchers for the Indians, and we'll step away for a moment to find out who we got pitching and the numbers on him. All right, welcome back. So we have a few changes. Not really nobody coming in, but everybody kind of shift positions here a little bit. So Russell Bunch moves from first base to third base, and then Kyle Krieger moves from third base to pitcher, and then Justin Midland moves from pitcher to first base. So what we have is Justin Midland at first base, Kyle Krieger on the mound, and Russell Bunch on third base. And that is our change in positions there for the Indians. So Kyle Krieger comes in, and number 48 for the Parsons, Jacob.
Now pitching for Itawamba is number 15, Kyle Krieger. And batting for your Parsons is number 48, Jacob Hathcock.
Jacob Hathcock comes in to bat for the Parsons, a right-handed batter, and the Parsons has a runner on third base. Two outs in the inning here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Kyle Krieger coming in to pitch here for Itawamba. Here's a pitch. First pitch swung on for strike one there on Jacob. So Jacob steps back in and waits the pitch. Here's the pitch. low for a ball. I think everybody in the ballpark may have thought that was a strike, but that was a ball. One ball, one strike on Jacob. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. So one ball, two strikes for Kyle Krieger with two outs in the inning. Runner on third base for the Parsons. Here's a pitch from Krieger. Low for a ball. Here's a pitch from Krieger. Krieger thought it was a strike. The umpire didn't think it was. So three balls, two strikes for Kyle Krieger with two outs. Here, Krieger trying to get out of this inning here with no damage done. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. Nice job by Kyle Krieger to get that strikeout there to get out of the inning. So no runs off of one hit and no errors by the Indians. So the score is still knotted up 2-0 as we head to the top half of the sixth inning. First pitch in there to Kyle Weaver for a ball. Kyle Weaver, right fielder for the Indians, leading off the top half of the sixth inning. Here's a pitch to Weaver outside for a ball. So two balls and no strikes on Kyle Weaver. There's a pitch in there for strike one. Kyle Weaver was taking that pitch. So Kyle Weaver wearing number 2 for the Indians. Awaits the pitch, calls time. Pitcher was taking too long, so Kyle wanted to step out and reset. So steps back in, awaits the pitch. Low inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Catcher may have taken that one in the shin or the knee there, so it won't take time and walk out to the mound and walk it off a little bit. Kyle Weaver, sophomore, batting .286, looking for a hit here. Swung on and missed there by Kyle Weaver. So healthy cut, but 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kyle Weaver awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch, swung on, missed it for strike 3. get the first out of the inning. That is the second strikeout there for Scene on after coming in for relief. So coming to the plate will be number 8 for the Indians, which is Jacob Hall. Jacob Hall, a freshman from Petal, Mississippi, comes in right-handed hitter.
Now batting is number 8, Jacob Hall.
So it'll be a pinch hitter for Case of Mill Iron and be in the form of Jacob Hall. And Jacob Hall takes the first pitch for a strike there. So Jacob Hall comes in for a Case of Mill Iron. There's a pitch inside. Check the umpire down the first base line, said he did not go, so that's a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jacob Hall. Jacob swings on that one and fouls it back. So, said Jacob Hall was a freshman from Petal, Mississippi. Played his ball at Petal High School. 6 foot 190. A lot of freshmen on this team this year. A lot of them getting a chance to play. So here's a swing and a miss. Catcher jumps up and tags the runner and throws it down to first in time to get him out on that strikeout there by that is seen again with the strikeout for the Parsons. So
Now batting is number 19, Hunter Neighbors.
Catcher dropped the ball and had to throw down to first base. So now batting for the Indians will be number 19, Hunter Neighbors, the catcher. Waiting the pitch. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 1 on Hunter Neighbors. Your score 2-2 here in the top half of the 6th inning. We'll play 2 games today. Both games will be 7-inning games unless the game stays tied up and we have to play extra innings. So here's a pitch inside for a strike. Hunter didn't seem to like that one. Kind of looked at the umpire and was like, But nevertheless, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hunter Neighbors. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The top half of the 6th inning. Number 19, Hunter Neighbors for Itawamba at the plate. Here's a pitch swung on to the right fielder, hit deep, but right fielder moves back and makes the catch for the out. So the Parsons are able to get out the inning with no damage done. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 6th inning in just a moment. I think I've been talking for 5 minutes and didn't have it on.
They'll do that sometimes when they're supposed to be taking film.
Man, I already know. That's shoot.
Half an inning without their
Uh-huh.
camera.
Oh, I run it the other day. We had a celebration. Like the coach had got like the 500th win, and they poured water on him. So I recorded the guys like talking, and then as soon as I get ready, I saw the guys coming with the bucket. I hit the record button and I turned it off. So I get the end of him getting dashed with water, and I'm like, ah. I get back to the office, was like trying to look at him, like, oh my god, I missed it. So dude didn't come. He just came and hit for somebody. He didn't really come in, right?
Oh, that guy right there.
Alright, welcome back to Snead State here in Boaz, Alabama
Now batting
for
is number
the
21,
bottom half of
Dylan
the
Cook.
sixth inning. Batting for the Parsons will be Dylan Cook. Here's a pitch, low for a ball. Dylan Cook takes that pitch for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Dylan Cook. Here's a pitch popped up to the right field. Right fielder gives chase and back on the warning track and makes the catch for out number 1. Dylan Cook gave that ball a ride. I think the wind blowing in kind of held it up in the air a little bit for the outfielder to run up under it and make the catch.
Now batting is number 8, Matthew Mullinax.
So now batting will be number 8, Matthew Mullinax, the right-handed hitting sophomore. Waits the pitch, takes that one for a strike. Here's a pitch outside low for a ball. So Kyle Krieger comes in relief for the Indians and on the mound. He came in relief for Justin Midland. Kyle Krieger was on third base, now on the mound. There's a pitch in there for strike 3. Nice job by Kyle Krieger.
Now batting is number 2, Joseph Hartsfield.
So coming to the plate will be number 2, Joseph Hartsville. Joseph Hartsfield, a freshman for the Parsons, steps in, right-handed batter, waits the pitch. There's a pitch and he hit by a pitch there, ball got away from Krieger. So Hartsfield trots down to first base on a free pass there after being hit by a pitch. So coming to the plate will be number 41, Jake Brown. Jake Brown looking for his first hit on the day.
Now batting is number 41, Jake Brown.
Jake Brown awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch hit to the shortstop. Ball knocked up in the air, and second baseman had to try to get it. Was able to run over and get it before anybody could move or advance. So Jacob Brown gets on base safely there.
Now batting for
Runner
the
at
Parsons is number 22,
first and second
Jacob Rich.
for the Parsons. Now coming to the plate will be Jacob Rich, the leadoff batter for the Parsons. Ball inside there. It's a ball call. So 1 ball, no strikes and 2 outs with 2 men on base for the Parsons. Kyle Krieger on the mound with the pitch in there for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Jacob Rich awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jacob Rich. Kyle Krieger, the freshman, on the mound for the Indians. Here's a pitch. A little number back up to the pitcher. Pitcher has time to pick it up and falls down, and everybody's safe. So runners, everybody on the bases loaded for the Parsons as Krieger tries to make a play and slips and falls down.
Now batting is number 7, Z. Schofield.
So now coming to the plate is Z. Schofield for the Parsons with bases loaded. Schofield awaits the pitch. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Two outs in the inning, bases loaded for the Parsons. Z. Schofield, a right-handed hitting batter here, takes the second pitch for strike two. Kyle Krieger trying to get out the inning with no damage done here with the bases filled with Parsons. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss for strike three. So great job by Kyle Krieger to get the out. And that is the second strikeout by Kyle Krieger. And the Indians were able to get out with no damage done there. So the score is 2-2, and we're headed to the top half of the seventh inning. And we'll have a few changes on the offensive side, and we'll tell you who that is in just a
Let's
moment.
hear it for your Now batting for Itawamba is number 18, LeBryant Siddle.
Now batting for the Indians is LeBryant Sadell comes in for the Indians, number 18. Takes their first pitch in there for a strike. Bryant Sadell from Tupelo says he went on that pitch for another strike there. 5'10" freshman LeBryant Sadell. Waits the pitch, swung on, hit to the second baseman. Second baseman able to get over and field the ball and throw the first in time for the out. So that's out number one for the Indians.
Now batting is number 13, Connor Lewis.
So now batting will be number 13, Connor Lewis. So Sadell came in for Trey DeSantis. Now batting Connor Lewis takes a healthy cut for strike one. 2-2 your score. And the Indians trying to get a run here in the top half of the seventh inning. Here's a swung on foul ball to down the third base line on Connor Lewis. So no balls and two strikes. Connor Lewis with one out here in the top half of the seventh inning. Connor Lewis awaits the pitch Low for a ball. One ball, two strikes for Connor Lewis. Connor Lewis walked the last time he was up to the plate. So takes that pitch for a ball. Had a little check swing there, but ball was low for ball two. Two balls, two strikes, and one out. Connor Lewis steps back in, awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch. In there for strike three on Connor Lewis. Seen with another strikeout. It's his fourth strikeout since coming in
Now batting is
relief
number 15, Kyle Krieger.
in the fifth inning. So Kyle Krieger coming up to plate for the Indians. There's a pitch to Krieger. Krieger swings and misses for strike one. Kyle Krieger on the mound trying to help his cause here for the Indians, but he's waiting to pitch. Swung on and hit to the second baseman. Second baseman throws over to first base in time to get the out. So with no hits, no errors, and no runs, and nobody left on base, we're headed to the bottom half of the seventh inning. Welcome back to Parsons Field. We're here at the bottom of the
Now
seventh
batting
inning.
is number 30, Caleb Hansen.
Now batting for the Parsons will be Caleb Hansen. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Caleb Hansen, a right-handed hitter. There's a pitch outside for a ball. Kyle Krieger on the mound for the Indians. Scored 2-2. You're in the bottom of the seventh inning. Pitch in there for a strike. So one ball, two strikes on Caleb Hansen. Pitch outside for a ball. Two balls, two strikes on Caleb Hansen. Hansen awaits the pitch. In there for strike three. Swing and a miss. Kyle Krieger wheeling and dealing there. Gets a strike.
Now batting is number 24, Caleb Floyd.
So now batting number 24, Caleb Floyd hits the first pitch, and first baseman hustles over and is able to get the out. So first hit to down to first base. First base scoops it up, make a diving catch, gets up, runs over to first base, and in time for the out at first base. Batting number 48, Jacob Hathcock, takes the first pitch for ball one. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. So here's a pitch inside for a ball there from Krieger. Hathcock with 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs in the inning. Waits the pitch, takes it for strike two. Here's a pitch hit to the third baseman, picked up by Russell Bunch, throws over to first in time to get the out number 3 to end the 7th inning. Now we're headed to extra innings here in game number 1, as the Indians and the Parsons are all knotted up 2-2, and we're headed to the top half of the 7th inning. Welcome back to Parsons Field here in Boaz, Alabama. And now we have a pitching change for the Parsons. On the mound will be number 2, Joseph Hartsville, who was playing shortstop. And at shortstop will be Bailey Isbell. And Bailey wears number 12 out
Now pitching for
at shortstop for the
number
Parsons.
2, Joseph Hartsfield. And batting for Itawamba is number 11, Justin Medlin.
Justin Medlin at the plate for the Indians. The left-handed hitting Medlin pitched earlier in this game. Now is playing first base and is batting here. Medlin awaits the pitch. Takes pitch there for a strike. So foul one off and takes one for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on Medlin. Takes the next pitch there for a ball. Justin Medlin. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch swung on by Medlin. Hit in the gap in the 4-hole, and is a base hit by Medlin to reach there.
Now batting is number 30, Drake Wallace.
So Medlin reaches first base safely after a base hit by the second baseman. And coming to the plate will be Drake Wallace. Throw over to first, not in time. Drake Wallace was playing left field, wearing number 30, right-handed hitter. Awaits the pitch, turns to bunt, and foul back, trying to move the runner over into scoring position here as we are in extra innings. with the Parsons. Scored 2-2 in the top half of the eighth inning right here at Snead State. Throw over to first. Not in time as Medlin dives back in safely. Drake Wallace awaits the pitch. There's a pitch outside for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Drake Wallace. Drake Wallace awaits the pitch. There's a pitch low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Justin Medlin down on first base after getting a base hit to start the inning. Throw over to first. Not in time. Runner gets back. As Justin was walking off the base, pitcher throws over and he's able to dive back in. Pitch there high for a ball. So 3 balls and 1 strike on Drake Wallace. Throw over to first. And Medlin dives back in. Trying to keep Justin Medlin at bay at first base. Here's a pitch swung on by Drake Wallace and missed. So healthy cut there by Drake Wallace for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Top of the 8th inning. Runner dives back into first after pitcher throws over to first base. So trying to keep. Here's a pitch lifted to center fielder. Right fielder comes in and makes the catch. Runner has to get back to first, so 1 out in the inning.
Now batting is number 22, Russell Bunch.
Coming to the plate will be number 22, the freshman Russell Bunch. Russell Bunch, the right-handed hitting freshman. Throw over to first. Runner gets back. So trying to keep the runner from stealing the base. Russell Bunch digs in, awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back for Russell Bunch. So top half of the 8th inning, scored 2-2. Indians trying to get a score here to put a little pressure on the Parsons. Maybe get. Here's a hit by Russell Bunch to left field. The ball is down, and runner moves over to second base, and Russell Bunch is safe at first base for a base hit there by Russell Bunch. So nice piece of hitting there by Russell to take an swing and hit it to left field to get a base hit. So we have a pinch hitter coming in for the Indians. Coach Collier coming to the plate to talk about the sub. So it'll be number 10. Number 10 for the Indians is Jackson Lancaster, the 5'11" freshman.
Jackson Lancaster.
So Jackson Lancaster, left-handed batter, comes in for the Indians here. Takes a pitch outside for a ball. So Lancaster comes in for Kyle Weaver. Here's a pitch for Lancaster. He swings and misses for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the inning. Runners on first and second for the Indians. Jackson Lancaster at the plate. Awaits the pitch. Pitcher steps off the rubber. Resets. Steps back up. Pitcher steps back off. I think between him and the wind and the here's the pitch in there for a strike. Lancaster wanted to swing, but kind of hesitated there and takes that one for a strike. So one ball, two strikes, and one out. Runner on first and second for the Indians. Pitcher turns to second. Nobody there as the runner runs back to second base. So here's a pitch swung on and a miss by Jackson Lancaster for the strikeout. So coming to the plate for the Indians will be number 21, Ray Sandroni. Ray Sandroni, the freshman from Tupelo, Mississippi, coming into the game.
Now batting is number 21, Ray Sandroni.
So Ray Sandroni, a right-handed hitter, comes in with runners on first and second. Pitcher toes the rubber, then steps back off. 2 outs in the inning. Top half of the 8th inning. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. So Ray Sandroni waiting to pitch. Here's the pitch in there for a strike 2. Runners on first and second. Ray Sandroni awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch high for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Top half of the 8th inning. You're scored 2-2. Big moment here for Ray Sandroni. Here's a pitch swung on, popped up to center field. Center fielder giving chase. And the right fielder calls him off and makes the catch. And the Parsons are able to get out of the inning with no damage done. So the score right now is 2-2. We're headed to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Welcome back. Have a few changes as Sadell is in right field, Lancaster in center, and Sandroni at second base. First pitch in there for a strike. Here's a pitch popped up, foul back. Batting for Parsons, Number 21, Dylan Cox. It's a pitch low for a ball. So one ball, two strikes. One ball, two strikes here on Dylan Cox. Ball low. Two balls, two strikes. If you're looking for the long ball, you're going to have to hit it really, really hard because the wind is blowing in. Foul ball down third base line there. The wind is blowing in from the north into the face of the batters as Old Glory flies out in the outfield. Kind of gives us that indication that the wind is blowing in. So it takes that pitch there for a ball. So three balls, two strikes for Dylan Cox. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. Dylan thought he had a chance to walk, but umpire thought otherwise. And Krieger gets a strikeout there. So that is the third strikeout
Now batting is number 12, Bailey Isbell.
for Krieger. Now batting number 12, Isbell. The shot back to the second baseman. Picked up and thrown to first for Ray Sandroni to get that out there. So one pitch and one swing for Isbell Bailey. And that is two outs.
Now batting is number 2, Joseph Hartsfield.
So now batting Joseph Hartsfield comes in, number 2. Hartsfield is the pitcher looking to help his cause out here. Takes that first pitch for a ball. There's a pitch swung on, hit to center field, down for a base hit as Joseph Hartsfield goes into first base safely. Nice piece of hitting by Joseph Hartsfield. Took the second pitch that he got, swung on and hit it to center field. So
Now batting is number 41, Jake Brown.
coming to the plate for the Parsons will be number 41, Jake Brown, the right-handed hitting Brown. Steps in, waits the pitch from Kyle Krieger. Here's a pitch, low and gets away, and the runner moves over to second base. So two outs in the inning for Kyle Krieger. Runner in at second, Jake Brown at the plate. Here's the pitch, low for a ball. So two balls and no strikes here for Jake Brown. Jake Brown takes his time, looks down to third base to get the sign from the coach, steps back in, waits the pitch. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit to the second baseman. Sandroni picks it up, throws the first, and gets the out. No damage done there as the Indians are able to get out of the inning after one hit. No runs and no errors, and only one man left on base. The score still tied 2-2, and we're head to the top of the ninth inning. Welcome back to Boaz, Alabama, home of Snead State,
Your score is 2-2, facing the top of the ninth in extra
and
innings.
coming to
Now batting for Itawamba
the
is
plate
number 19, Hunter Neighbors.
will be number 19, Hunter Neighbors for the Indians. We're here in the top half of the ninth inning. Hunter Neighbors steps in and awaits the pitch. It's the first pitch strike for Hunter Neighbors. Second pitch to Neighbors is in there for a ball. Ball, one strike on Hunter Neighbors. Hunter Neighbors waiting to pitch high for a ball. Hunter Neighbors looking for his first hit on the day. As he steps back in and awaits the pitch here. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. One ball, two balls, two strikes on Hunter Neighbors. Hunter Neighbors. Pitcher steps back out. Hunter Neighbors from Montevallo, Alabama. Steps back in and awaits the pitch. Swung on, hit to the third baseman, thrown over to first in time for the out on Hunter Neighbors. Third baseman kind of playing in the gap there. Was able to get mostly more of a shortstop play, but with him playing that way, he was able to get it
Now batting for Itawamba, number 18,
and was able to
Bryant
throw to
Siddell.
first base. So now batting for the Indians will be the Bryant Siddell. Takes the first pitch for a strike. No balls, one strike on Siddell. Here's a pitch high for a ball. So one ball, one strike for Siddell. LeBron Siddell awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch foul back for strike two. Again, the flag is still flying in. So it'll be tough if you're just going to have to muscle it out of here if you're going to expect a home run. Here's the pitch high for ball two. Two balls, two strikes. On Siddell. Siddell awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch high for ball three. Three balls, two strikes on LeBron Siddell. Siddell, another one of the freshmen out of Tupelo, takes a swing. And ball gets away from the first baseman. He takes a swing and hits it to third base. Third baseman was able to field it and throw to first, and a little collision at first base knocks the ball out of the first baseman's glove, and Siddell is in there safely at first base.
Now batting is number 13, Connor Lewis.
So now batting for the Indians will be the leadoff hitter, Connor Lewis. So with no outs, one out and runner at first base, Connor Lewis to the plate for the Indians. Here's the pitch. Lewis swings on the first pitch, pops it up. Right fielder comes over to make the catch, settles under it, and squeezes it for the out. So out number two there for Connor Lewis. Now coming to the plate will be the pitcher for the Indians,
Now batting is number 15,
Kyle
Kyle Krieger.
Krieger. Thrown over to first, and runner is back in safely. Kyle Krieger comes in, trying to help his cause, as he's the pitcher in relief right now. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. So 2 outs in the inning. Top half of the ninth inning for the Indians. Throw over to first in time. Runner back safely. Kyle Krieger at the plate waiting to pitch. Low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kyle Krieger with 2 outs. Runner on first base. Score 2-2. There's a pitch outside for a ball. So two balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the ninth inning. Extra baseball. Kyle Krieger at the plate. Here's a pitch high for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Throw over to first. Runner back. Here's the pitch to Krieger. Foul back. Healthy cut there by Krieger. Kyle Krieger, a freshman from Corinth, Mississippi. Plays ball at Corinth High School. Came in relief. Was at third base. Now is the pitcher in relief right now. Throw over to first. Runner back. So Krieger trying to help his cause here as the score is 2-2 in the top of the ninth inning. Here's a pitch. Swung on and strike out by the Parsons. And we're able to get out the inning. So we're headed to the bottom of the ninth. And the score is still tied 2-2. Welcome back to Snead State, where the score is 2-2. Have a new pitcher in number 22.
Number 22, Jacob Rich.
No, my fault, not number 22. Trying to get this number here. I think it's number 20. Jonathan Weeks. Actually, I still am not right on that number. First pitch in there for a strike. Get the pitcher's number here in a minute. So that was a ball right there. Pitch there high for Jacob Rich, who's at the plate. Two balls, one strike. Here's the pitch. Popped up to center field. Center fielder backing up, backing up, backing up at the warning track. Makes the catch for the out.
Now batting for your Parsons is number 7, Z Schofield.
Coming to the plate for the Parsons is Z Schofield. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Schofield struck out his last time at bat. Looking for it hit here. Takes that pitch for a strike. So one ball, one strike to Z Schofield. Here's a pitch there for a strike. Healthy cut by Z Schofield. Schofield awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch outside for a ball. Two balls, two strikes, and one out. Here's a pitch swung on and fouled back for Schofield there. Here's a pitch swung on and a missed strikeout there for number 23, Hunter Hughes. Is the pitcher that came in for the Indians here in the bottom of the ninth inning. So nice job by Hunter Hughes there with the strikeout.
Now batting is number 30, Caleb Hansen.
Now coming to the plate for the Parsons will be Caleb Hansen. Takes the first pitch foul back for a strike there on Hansen. Here's a pitch. Low in the dirt for a ball. One ball, one strike. To Caleb Hansen. Caleb Hansen, a right-handed hitter, number 30. Awaiting the pitch. There's a pitch in there for a strike. Nice job by Hunter Hughes. Here's a pitch. Swing in there for a strike. Hunter Hughes gets the strike out there. Now we're headed to the top half of the 10th inning as the score remains 2-2. Welcome back to Parsons Field in Boaz, Alabama, where the score is 2-2 and we're in the top half of the 10th inning. Score all knotted up here, and the Indians bringing to the plate number 11, Justin Medlin. Medlin is at first base now, but he started the game at pitcher. So Medlin, a left-handed hitter,
Is number 11, Justin Medlin.
awaits the pitch. So here's the pitch to Medlin, low for ball one. Medlin steps back in and waits the second pitch. Outside for a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes here for Justin Medlin. Here's a pitch to Medlin high for ball 3. Here's the pitch to Medlin in there for a strike call. Justin Medlin waits the pitch. Here's a pitch swung on and foul back out of play over the top of the home dugout here at Snead State. Here's a pitch ripped down the first base line and foul by Medlin. First base coach had to move out of the way. So Medlin steps back in and awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch popped up and foul over the dugout of the third base side. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs in the top of the 10th inning. Score tied 2-2 here in Boaz, Alabama. Here's a pitch inside for a ball, and Medlin is trotting down to first base with the walk.
Now batting for Itawamba is number 30, Drake Wallace.
So now coming to the plate will be Drake Wallace. Wallace looking to get the signs from Coach Collier down the third base line. Runner goes back to first as the pitcher throws over. He's in there safely. Drake Wallace turns to bunt. The ball was low. Takes it for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes there for Drake Wallace. Throw over to first base. Here's the pitch. Wallace turns, squares the bunt, and fouls it back. So Drake Wallace steps back in, throw over to first, not in time. As the runner's back. So Drake turns around, squares the bunt, and it is fouled down the third base line. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and no outs here in the top of the 10th inning. Drake Wallace, the sophomore from Amory, Mississippi. Stepping back in at the plate. Waiting the pitch. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Drake Wallace. Runner down on first base. Your score is 2-2 in the top of the 10th inning. It's a pitch outside for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Throw over to first. Runner gets back. Here's a pitch to Drake Wallace. Hits sharply to the second baseman. Second baseman tries to tag the runner, and makes the tag on the runner going to second, but was not able to make the throw over to first. So Drake is safe at first base. And Medlin will be out at second. Now we'll have a pinch hitter for the Indians will be number 3. Number 3 is Heron. Heron is 5'9", freshman from South Haven, Mississippi. Comes in to bat for the Indians. So Coach Krieger makes the change with the umpire. The umpire looks up at the
Now batting is
press
number
box.
3, Doneri Heron.
Drake Wallace down at first base. Throws over to first. Wallace is back. Heron awaits the pitch. In there for a strike. Here's a pitch high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike for Heron out of South Haven. Here's a pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Healthy cut there. Heron was looking to put that ball somewhere and get a base hit. Here's a pitch popped up. Shortstop calling for it, but the second baseman makes the catch. So 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting is number 10, Jackson Lancaster.
And Jackson Lancaster comes up to the plate for the Indians. Jackson Lancaster, freshman, 190, 5'11", from Corinth, Mississippi. Throw over to first base to get Drake Wallace back. It's not in time. Drake Wallace takes off, and he is in there safely with the steal to second base. This is Drake Wallace. Drake Wallace with the steal there for the Indians to get into scoring position. Jackson awaiting the pitch here for the Indians. Here's a pitch outside for a strike. Caught the outside corner of the plate. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here for Jackson Lancaster. Looking for a chance to pick up a RBI here. Here's the pitch inside, foul back over the home dugout of Snead State. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for the left-handed hitting Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch. Looping curveball that hung outside there for ball 1. Here's the pitch. Lancaster fouls it off. No changeup on Lancaster there. Caught the bat and fouled off. Umpire getting some new baseballs. Says, hey, we're ready to play. So Lancaster steps back in. Here's a pitch. Low for a ball. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Runner on second. Deuces are wild here at the ballpark today. So Jackson Lancaster steps in, awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch, swung on and popped up. Foul back over top of the press box. So here's the pitch. Lancaster pops it up to center fielder. Center fielder moves over and makes the catch for the out. And the Parsons are able to get out of the inning. So we're tied here, still 2-2, and headed to the bottom of the 10th inning. We'll be back with more in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back to Parsons Field here in Boaz, Alabama.
All
Now,
right, Parson fans, we need you
now
more than ever.
pitching
Let's hear a big round of applause for your
for the
boys.
Indians will be Braden Ellis, number 27. Braden Ellis from Saltillo, Mississippi. Played at Saltillo High School. Was on the hill for the Indians here in the bottom of the 10th inning, with your score being 2-2. Coach Carrier coming up to let the umpire know some of the changes. So Krieger goes back to third base. Medlin is at first base. And I think Sandroni is still at second base. Sadell is in left field. Drake Wallace is in right field. And I wasn't sure who the center fielder is. And Hunter Neighbors is still behind the plate. And Braden Ellis is on the hill for the Indians here in the bottom of the 10th.
For your Parsons, Caleb Floyd.
So coming to the plate for the Parsons is number 24, Caleb Floyd. Here's the pitch to Floyd. Popped up down the first base line. First baseman giving chase, but out of play with the foul ball there. So a long strike for Caleb Floyd. So here's the pitch from Braden in there for strike two. Here's a pitch hit to second baseman. Second baseman scoops it up, throws the first in time to get the out of Caleb Floyd. So nice job by Sandroni there. The ball was hit sharply to the second baseman, able to get a glove down and make a play at first base. So one out.
Let's hear it for
In
number
the
48,
inning.
Jacob Hathcock.
Now batting number 48, Jacob Hathcock. Here's a pitch to Jacob in there for strike one. Jacob, a right-handed hitter for the Parsons, awaits the pitch. Takes the second pitch for strike two. Here's the pitch coming up. Batter calls time. Felt like Braden was taking too long. So here's the pitch. Low for a ball. One ball, two strikes on Braden Ellis. One out in the inning. In the bottom of the 10th. Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed for strike three by Braden Ellis. So now coming to the plate will be number 21,
Now batting is number 21, Dylan Cook.
Dylan Cook. Here's a pitch. Shot hit back up in the sixth hole by Dylan Cook for a base hit. Sharply hit by past the diving shortstop. And Dylan Cook makes it to first base safely. So now batting will be number 12 for the Parsons. That is Bailey Isbell, who came into the game.
Now batting is number 12, Bailey Isbell.
Here's a pitch outside for ball one on Bailey. Runner at first base. Two outs in the inning. One ball, no strikes. Here's a pitch. Pitch in there for strike one. One ball, one strike on Bailey Isbell. Here's a pitch in there for strike two. One ball, two strikes. Bailey awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch outside for a ball. Here's a pitch inside, foul. Two balls, two strikes. Here's a pitch. Swung, hit to the shortstop, popped up and over his glove, and everybody's safe. Took a bad hop, and he took his eye off of it and bounced back and didn't go too far. He was able to get it, and all the runners are safe at first and second.
Now batting is number 2, Joseph Hartsville.
So a chance to get out of inning there by the Indians, but was not able to. Now coming to the plate is number 2, Joseph Hartsville. Looking to pick up a RBI here. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Joseph Hartsville has struck out and been hit by a pitch. Now is looking for a hit here. Take the pitch low for ball two. Runners on first and the second. Pitch in there for strike one. Two balls, one strike, two outs in the bottom of the 10th inning. There's a pitch in there for strike two. So two balls, two strikes. Runners on first and second. Here's a pitch popped up down the first base side and foul. Hartsville steps back in and awaits the pitch. Here's a pitch. Swung on, hit to the shortstop. Bobbles it, and everybody's safe. Throws over to third base. The runner is back safely. So now the bases are loaded. And two outs.
Number 41, Jake
Coming to
Brown.
the plate will be Jake Brown for the Parsons. Looking for a base hit here. The score 2-2. And the Parsons with runners on all the bases. Awaits the pitch. Takes that first pitch for a ball. Jake Brown, wearing number 41, right-handed batter. Batting .667 on the year. Takes that pitch, swing, fouls it back for a strike. So one ball, one strike. One Jake Brown. Jake Brown steps in, awaits the pitch from Braden. Getting a little chirping from the dugout. Had to step back and take a break. So waits the pitch. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. 2-1 is the count. Two balls, one strike, two outs. Bases loaded for the Parsons. As Jake Brown steps back in and awaits the pitch. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled back for strike two. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Bases loaded. Score tied 2-2. Jake Brown stepping back in, awaiting a pitch from Ellis. Here's a pitch, low for a ball. Ellis was thinking it might have been a strike, was headed to the dugout. So Braden Ellis steps back in and toes the rubber. Here's a pitch. And there's a walk. Umpire never made a call at all. Never made a call to say strike or a ball. So Coach Collier has something to say about it because nobody.
Snead 3, Itawamba 2.
So Coach Collier felt like it was a strike. Had something to say to the umpire. And that game is over as Snead has a walk in to get the score.
Stick around for game two.
The score is 3-2 is the final score. We'll be back with game two here in about 20 minutes as Snead wins this game 3-2 over the Indians. And we'll be back